Hello, BigTube. Hello, friends. Welcome to Lizziefaye Loves Books. I'm Elizabeth. And in this video, I'd like to start sharing with you the footage that I took on my big trip and also show you the books that I brought home. So now, let me just clear the air for a quick second before we get started into this, because I know a couple months ago I did a video about the Read What You Own project, and I said that I was going to make an attempt to just buy 60 books this year. I already did a rough count of about 90 books, and that doesn't include a couple of bags of books that people gave me, and also a bag that I did a fill-a-bag sale at a thrift store on my trip. So I know that I have brought home well over 100 books, but I was mentioning this on, I think it was Tiffany's live stream, the Beach Bum Bookworm, and somebody commented that books you get on vacation don't count. So we'll just ignore that little challenge and try to pick back up because I don't think that I have bought 60 books yet aside from the trip. So hopefully we can keep it to a bare minimum. Anyway, I had a great trip. If you don't know, I went to Texas for a family reunion, and then from there back through Oklahoma, spent a night or two with my sister, and then drove up to Dayton, Ohio to watch my daughter Katie in the WGI, or World Guard International World Championships. And so along the way, I did some book shopping. Now, I've been telling people that I bought books in every state but North Carolina, and I realized that's not true. On the way home, I bought books in every state, or at least from Oklahoma on around. Well, that's not even true. On the way home, I bought books in every state except North Carolina, but I realized between Oklahoma and Ohio, I missed Illinois. I do have a bit of footage from Illinois, but it was a tourist attraction, not book shopping. And on the way there, I was in a big rush because ideally I was going to leave. I keep saying my daughter Emily went with me, but if I just say I, know that it includes her too. I was thinking I could leave as early as April 1st. And then I thought, okay, I probably won't be ready by April 1st, so I'll leave April 2nd. I wasn't ready on April 2nd. I wasn't even quite ready on April 3rd. I was just about ready. So we got up on April the 4th, which was a Thursday, knowing that we needed to get to my sister's. The goal was to get to her home in Northeast Oklahoma by 10 a.m. on Friday. The reason for that was because then we needed to leave her house and go to the Texas Panhandle for our reunion. So I went to her house basically to pick her up. She did drive from Oklahoma to the reunion, which was awesome. So we got away from the house probably around 9:30 a.m. on Thursday morning, but we still had to go to the post office. We had to get gas, get some breakfast, blah, blah, blah. It was closer to 10:30 by the time we actually were on the road, leaving the gas station and headed out. So we did not quite make it to her house by 10 a.m. I want to say it was maybe 1 or 1:30 p.m. Charlotte, if you're watching this, you can correct me in the description because she's much better with time than I am. But anyway, it was still a fast trip to get there. It was faster than I usually can go because usually I am not in as big of a hurry. Well, I say that. The last couple of years that I've gone to the reunion, I usually am hurrying, but I felt like since she was relying on me to get there, I really needed to make sure I didn't stop and take long naps and just, get there as quick as I could. So we made pretty good time. We just stopped and took, a couple of naps here and there, real short ones. And other than that, we just had restroom and food stops. And we did not do any book shopping on the way from Florida to Oklahoma. And then, of course, none from Oklahoma into Texas. So before I get started with the books I bought in Texas, though, I wanted to show you our family book. This was what I've been working on now for 4 years, really. My aunt called me in 2020 and said, can you please update this book? Because my mom and I had done one in 2001, and it was half the size. This one is 68 pages. I'm going to try, because I told all my family, and it's in this book, that none of this is online, at least none of the information. So I'm going to try to hide the pertinent information and just show you the book just so you can get an idea of the scope of it. So anyway, it's the family name and then, directory. And then it is 68 pages. It is this spiral binding, so, it's not like a fully bound book, but this was the best way to do it. On the title page is my great-grandfather. And there is that. And then there is an intro letter from me, a table of contents and all of that. There are photos, a lot of family tree information. There are descendant charts. So that's why I have to be careful about showing you, because the people who are listed in this book, other than the ancestors, there are descendant charts of all of my family members who are still living as well. There's a birthday calendar with a page for each month, and there is contact information for anyone who wanted to put contact information in there, and then a 6-page index containing the 1,300 plus people who are represented in this book. So it was a very tedious process, a very long process. I spent many hours on the phone, many hours at the computer, many hours cutting and pasting and gathering information. So I'm very happy that it is done. I did get it to the printer right after January 1st, but then when it was done, I went and looked at it, and they went back and made a couple of changes, then got the new proof and still made a couple more changes. So it was still a process, but it was done in time to take, and we made 200 copies, and over 100 of those have already been sold. So I've still got a few more to mail out to other family members who have pre-ordered through the mail, and hopefully then I can contact some other family members who haven't ordered yet and get more of them sold so that we can get our investment back, because the printing cost was not cheap. It wasn't bad, but, there is some cost involved. And I want to give a shout out, thank you to my sister. Y'all will see her in the comments sometimes. Her name is Charla, and she put up the money to get them printed. So thank you for that. She's like, well, you're doing all the work. I'll do the money part. So I really appreciated her doing that. And we're getting her paid back gradually through the sales of the book. It's not a moneymaker, but we do hope to break even. So anyway, I'm super excited to get that done. And now I kind of feel like it's New Year's now, because I got that done. The trip is out of the way. And now I can just kind of move forward with brand new goals and just all the things that I want to do that I couldn't do while I was busy working on that. So my next big project is to get this series of videos done and get these books put away so that I can really just jump in headfirst with our eBay store. I am happy to say that I took 7 orders to the post office this morning. Usually I do good to have 1 or 2 a day. And of course that included, weekend sales and everything. But I took a nice bag full to the post office this morning. So that was awesome. Anyway, let's get to this. So I'm going to probably break this up into 3 separate videos. For this first video, I think I'm just going to show you the books that I got in Texas and Oklahoma. I did not shoot footage at a couple of the places where I got books. I didn't shoot any footage at my sister's house. I took a couple of pictures. I was at her house when the eclipse happened, and I might put in a photo there of us. Well, I think this photo will be of Emily looking at the eclipse and me helping her with the welding helmet. This was my brother-in-law's idea, to use a welding helmet to see the eclipse. I don't know if she could really tell what she was looking at, but we all got to look at it through the welding helmet, and so that was fun. Where we were in Oklahoma, we got, I think, about 80%. Now in southeast Oklahoma, closer to where I grew up, they had 100%, but we were in northeast Oklahoma, so that's where we got. And then I think in Dayton, which is where I was headed a few days later, they got 100%, but I was not there yet. So I'm really glad that I missed the traffic. I had considered leaving her house that day, but ultimately I had a few odds and ends to do there, and I needed to kind of pull everything out of the car and regroup and reorganize the car. So I ended up just we stayed 2 nights at her house, and then I left her house on Tuesday morning, April 9th. So that footage where I bought books in Missouri and Indiana and Ohio will all be in part 2. I think I will make this into 3 parts, because that way each video can get uploaded quicker, and it won't be such a huge long video. Now this one may turn out to be longer just because I am rattling on, and I need to get to the business of showing you the books. But anyway, so the first thing we did, we got to West Texas. We got there kind of late at night, and we went in, saw everybody, went back to our motel, and then got up at a fairly decent hour the next morning. And before we went over to where the reunion was, we went to the local thrift store. Now, the last time I was there, which was a year before, they were selling books for $0.25 a piece, and they were giving away DVDs. So we got some of those. They were no longer giving away DVDs, but they had changed their book prices to fill a bag for $2. Now, I got a bag from them, and the sign said fill a bag for $2. So I had it pretty full, and I turned around and started walking towards the checkout, and then I saw another bookshelf, and it was full of category romances. Quite a few of them were vintage, and I thought, I've still got a little bit of room. I could squeeze some more in. So I really packed that bag full. Now, mind you, I'm used to, library sales and everything, and I do kind of push the limits of things. So when I got up to the front, she kind of gave me the stink eye, and even my sister kind of gave me the stink eye too. She's like, we need to pay more than $2 for that. That's a lot, and they're just volunteers here, and they're working here for a good cause. And I kind of wanted to argue, because human nature. I kind of felt like if the lady at the register hadn't given me the stink eye, if she'd have just said, oh no, like $2 a bag, it's great, then I would have probably been more inclined to say, oh no, I'll give you more. But I didn't do that. I kind of argued with my sister about the fact that the sign said $2 a bag. In the end, I felt bad. And also, I didn't have any cash on me. So my sister ended up paying $4, which now I need to pay her back for because I forgot to. Anyway, we got a large bag, and let me just show you. This is how big. It was a plastic bag, but this box is pretty full, and I'm pretty sure everything that's in this box I fit in that bag. So, I know I pushed the limit. Anyway, I ended up calling back to the lady at the store a little bit later because I felt bad that I was, acting kind of snarky and cheap. And I didn't want to leave with that perception. So anyway, I have not looked through this box. So I got back to my sister's house, and I packed the books from that bag into this box just for travel purposes. And I opened it up last night, and I saw what was on top, and I don't remember what else is here. Since it was a fill-a-bag situation, I did get some of these with the intent to resell. Some things I will keep, but probably the majority of it will either get traded into our bookstore, or I will put it in my eBay store. Sometimes I find things that I think would be really good for the store. Maybe they wouldn't have a whole lot of resale value on eBay, but at our store, at our price point of $3 for a paperback and $4 for a hardcover, and I could trade it in and get half of that in store credit, it makes sense to do that. Anyway, I found several of these little We Sing books. I know I have a few cassettes that go with these, and I've got a few books. When I ever can get out there and get my garage sorted, I have a few of these, and I will either lot these up or try to match the books up with the cassettes I have. I know that these do have some resale value on eBay. Anyway, these are to trade in at the bookstore. Patches of Godlight in paperback by Jan Karen. Hugs for Dad. So it's almost time for Father's Day, and we'll be looking for some Father's Day books to display in the store. A couple of Raggedy Ann and Andy books. I am not going to talk about each of these individually. These are just some of the vintage romances, and there's going to be more in the box. Some of them are serenade books, and some of them are heart song. I got a couple of Marjorie Holmes books. These are Christian nonfiction, or maybe they're allegory. I don't know. We've had a customer looking for these, and she said they're really good. And so I just went ahead and grabbed those. The Left Behind Kids, we sell those sometimes. I might like to collect those for our church library too. I'm not sure. I'm trying to get some good kids books for that. A few other vintage romances, some of the serenade and heart song books. Oh, I found Emily's Quest and Emily of New Moon. I probably will sell those because I have my own copies of those already. Got a Reader's Digest book. This was a real pretty one. I think this one is from the 60s. Yeah. Oh, no, it's 1957. I have sold a few 1950s Reader's Digest books that I got at an estate sale for free, and they were in bad shape, and they still sold. Interestingly enough, this was my most exciting find, and it's really a magazine. This was the first edition of the Journey magazine when they went to a 3-month format. I recognized the picture on the front. I was just kind of going through the shelves individually. There's not even anything written on the spine, but the last several issues had a picture of what the front cover was going to look like. And my sister had shared with me several from 2022, and they went to this format in the fall of 2022, and I think they stopped getting them. She stopped getting them. So I was interested to read a Journey magazine with, in this new format. And now I have the first one. So that will definitely be incorporated into my daily devotions, probably for the fall, since this is for the months of September, October, and November. And I will read that for my devotion in those months. Grabbed a Miss Julia book in paperback. We never get enough of these in the store, and I'm always recommending them to people, so I will trade this into the store. I have a few of the Magic Treehouse books in my garage, and so I'll add that to those. I'm trying to get enough for a decent size lot to list on eBay. Here's a few more paperbacks, paperback romances, and some of them are not facing the right way. I think I'm going to have an avalanche of books fall if I'm not careful. There's a few others. That's what the majority are. One more. And then a couple of hardcovers. The Messiah, a novel by Marjorie Holmes. This is another one of those. I've showed you a couple of paperbacks by her. This is one of the Tales from Grace Chapel Inn in paperback, Keeping the Faith by Pam Hansen and Barbara Andrews. I have been collecting these in hardcover. I've got a couple of these in my eBay store in paperback, so I'll probably add that to that listing. And then a few kids' books, mainly for Emily. She likes Garfield. She likes the Mercer Meyer Little Critters. She likes Aristocats, and found this Jungle Book that originally went with a cassette. So I may see if that has any eBay value. So anyway, that is what I got for $4. Well, it's what my sister paid $4 for, and I have yet to pay her back because I just forgot. And I will. Now, speaking of my sister, I spent a couple of nights with her and her husband after we had come back to her house from the reunion. And so while I was there, my brother-in-law gave me a couple of books. Now, I have been reading the Les Feldick transcript books, and he had a copy of this thicker book. It's called Questions and Answers from the Bible by Les Feldick. And so he was done with it, and he gave me that. And then he also said that he really enjoys this author, and I think this author also has some YouTube videos. I think both of these men have passed on now. But anyway, he gave me this one. It's called Beyond Coincidence by Dr. Chuck Missler. So my brother-in-law actually gave me those. So my sister gave me a large shoebox full of books that she was done with. Some are books that I have given her, and she's read them or decided not to read them. And there's a few others, and so she just said, you know, you can take these, trade them in at your bookstore, or you can trade them in along the way if you get to a bookstore and you want to trade in some books or whatever. I ended up not trading anything in yet, but I may still in the future. So anyway, these were two that I did not give her. Get Out of That Pit by Beth Moore. Straight talk about God's deliverance. So if I show you anything and you think that I should read it, let me know. This is called This Life I Live by Rory Feek. One Man's Extraordinary Ordinary Life and the Woman Who Changed It Forever. Then I remember, I think I might have given her this one, The Quilt by Davis Bunn. T. Davis Bunn. He had the T on his name back then. Now he just goes by Davis Bunn. I think I have a copy of that, but I don't need it anymore. I've read it, so I will probably trade that in at the bookstore. I had sent her the Quilt Trilogy by Anne Rinaldi, and I think she said she did read these. I can't remember what order they go in now, but A Stitch in Time, I think it's the first one. I think this is the second one, Broken Days, and then The Blue Door. I've been trying to collect these two, and so far I have 1 and 2 in hardcover. I'm still looking for book 3, so I may just lot these up and go ahead and put these on my eBay store since it's a full series. And then I had given her Made Her Biscuit to read. I meant to ask her if she liked this or not. I still haven't read this. This is book 2 in a trilogy, and I own all 3. We both read book 1 and didn't love it. It was okay. And so I gave her book 2. I still need to read it. I need to find out if she wants to read the 3rd one, because I don't think I've given her the 3rd one. Anyway, this was a series that I read and really enjoyed, and I found extra copies and sent them to her, and she didn't love them. She said she had a real hard time getting into it. She said I think she did finish the first one, but she just wasn't interested in reading anymore, so she gave me back the series. This is the 4 Seasons series by Catherine Palmer and Gary Chapman. It Happens Every Spring is the first one. Summer Breeze is the second one. Number 3 is Falling for You Again. And number 4 is Winter Turns into Spring. So I really enjoyed this. It was kind of a small town drama, some quirky characters. There was also a married couple that were in trouble at the beginning of the book, and you kind of got to see their process of, you know, working through their issues and things. I really enjoyed this series, and I may put this set in my church library, or I may have already put my set in church library. Anyway, I'll clean these stickers off and probably go ahead and list these on eBay too. Then I gave her this one, which I realized too late that it was second in a series. I will probably hang on to this one until I can get a hold of the first one. In fact, I may have bought the first one on my trip. I feel like I might have. This is called Sewn with Joy. It's part of the Pinecraft Pie Shop series by Tricia Goyer and Sherry Gore. And, of course, Pinecraft is an Amish community in Florida. So I would definitely like to read this. Then she gave me this one, which I did not give her. I think she said it was really good. This is A Body in Red Work by Hilary Doan Sperry, and it is a Missouri Star mystery. So I'm guessing this is connected with the Missouri Star quilting community. I'm not sure, but anyway, that sounds really cool. It's heavy. They really made it on heavy paper too. This probably weighs a pound, and it's a mass market paperback. Anyway, I'm pretty sure she said that she really enjoyed this. I don't know if she wants this one back or not. Maybe she did. I better check with her. But anyway, this is the main one that she gave me to read in this batch. Now, before I start showing you book footage and showing you the individual books that I bought on my trip, I feel like I would like to share with you some footage of the bookstore where I work, because I think I say this in the video, but now that I've been working at the book shelter for over a year now, I tend to sort of judge and compare other bookstores to the store where I work, and kind of use it as my standard of you know, a good bookstore. So anyway, I did shoot some footage of the front of the building, and thought I shot some footage inside, but this morning when I started looking through my footage, I realized that what I thought I shot in the store was not there. So I work tomorrow, and this video is not going to be ready before Wednesday anyway. So my plan is to shoot some footage inside the store and let you see the inside of the store. But anyway, let me go to both the footage I shot right after my trip, and then from there we'll go into the store footage. Then we'll come back and we'll commence with the rest of the vlog. Fun to start my video tour of book shopping across the country with the store where I work. This is in Dundee, Florida. It's called the Book Shelter, and I've mentioned it several times before on my channel, and I've just never taken the time to come here and shoot a little bit of footage and show you where I work. Now, I'm already back from my trip at this point. I actually worked yesterday, but the last thing I thought about was filming because I was busy. So anyway, I'm not sure if there's a lot of customers in there or not right now, because today is also opening day of our second store, and I will show you footage from that. I've already filmed it. It'll be at the end of this series of videos. But for now, let me show you where I work, and just because now after working here for over a year, I sort of have been comparing all other bookstores to this one, and this one I think sets a really good standard. So you can let me know what you think. Okay, it's actually a different day because for some reason I didn't get any footage when I came in to film the other day. So this is our front room. This is the fiction room. The store's closed now. We're here kind of late because we had a couple of big hauls that just came in, and we've been dealing with that. But around here, for you Cozy Mystery fans, here's our Cozy Mystery section. And then coming on back here, we've got the children's room. It's pretty awesome. Patty, that you're gonna meet in the very last clip, because she was over at Booker Readerville whenever I filmed a clip over there. She painted all of this and decorated it to look like a castle, so it's really, really cool. And then our third room is the nonfiction room, but we also have westerns back here, and then on the other side is the Christian, but all of that is nonfiction. Down at that end is the Christian. There's the YA section, both sides of that, and all the nonfiction categories. So getting ready to go home. Already got the ladder out to unplug stuff. Anyway, it is really super fun working here, and I thought it was time that I showed you a little clip of what it's like here. Let me just show you what I have bought since getting home at my own store. So the other day I picked up a couple of kids books. I noticed that we had 2 of the Muppet Babies books. I've got 2 or 3 of these in the garage that I was planning to lot up, possibly for eBay. I don't know. I kind of collect Muppet stuff, and so I will probably read these to Emily and maybe read all of them, see what she thinks about them, see if they're worth keeping or if they're worth selling. I don't know. Anyway, but I picked these up because we sell them for $1. I had $2 in store credit when I got back from my trip. I have since then taken in some more books, and I have a little bit more credit now. But the very first day that I came back to work, I found those, and I also found this. Now, I'm not going to keep this. I'm not a huge Nightmare Before Christmas fan, but I nearly know that this will have some value when it gets a little closer to Halloween. This is Nightmare Before Christmas Party Cookbook, and it doesn't have a huge value, but I did look up some comps, but the current comps only go back 90 days, so it doesn't really tell you what these were selling for, you know, over the Halloween season. But anyway, it looks really cute, and I will probably go ahead and list this in my eBay store when it gets a little closer to Halloween. And then after I brought those home, my husband and I were talking, and I was like, okay, I'm going to see if I can go a week without bringing home any books. That is my goal. Still brought home a book when I went back to work on Friday, this past Friday. But I couldn't pass this up because the Hallelujah Diet is, I believe, a vegan, maybe just vegetarian, but it's a vegetarian or a vegan diet, a Christian diet. My husband and I watched a video about it right before he kind of started really thinking hard about going vegan. And our daughter had already gone vegan from there, but anyway, he has lost a lot of weight since then. He didn't have that much to lose, but he's really like toned up. He runs. He's really like slimmed down, and he's pretty much been following these principles. Now, I read the Daniel Plan, and I hope to start a Daniel Plan group at church very soon. But this came through the store, and I didn't even know a book existed about the Hallelujah Diet. And I was like, okay, I have to get this. So I brought it home. I actually laid aside one other Star Wars book, but the other girl I work with at the store, I was like, she's like, do you want this? And I said, yeah, but I said I wasn't going to buy any books for a week. And she's like, no problem. Just leave it here. We'll put your name on it. After the week's over, then you can take it home. Talk about enabling. Anyway, but that is what I have most recently brought home from the store where I work. So now let's get back to the trip. So the first bookstore that I went to was Gardner's. That is a bookstore in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I believe it's the largest used bookstore in Oklahoma. I have shot footage there previously a little bit, and I did not shoot any footage there this year because when I got there, they were within an hour of closing. So I just wanted to shop. It's a big store, and I wanted to have time to, look at things. And so I want to show you what I bought there. So here's what I got at Gardner's. I got 8 books, most of them hardcover. Most of them had a red sticker, which I think was a sale price. The only 2 that didn't, he said, were the full price of $5.45. In fact, most of the hardcovers say $5.45, but apparently the regular price for hardcovers is a little bit more. I'm not sure what. But anyway, I've already shown these in a couple of my Amish in April videos. Cappy King and the Puppy Caper. This is book 1 in the Amish Mystery series by Amy Lillard. I've already finished listening to this on audio. It was really cute. And then book 2 I already owned, and they didn't have book 2, so it worked out great that I got 1 and 3. Book 2 is Cappy King and the Pickle Caper, or Pickle something. I think it's Caper. I think they all end in Caper. So then book 3, Cappy King and the Pie Caper. So I am looking forward to listening to the last 2 of those, and then I will probably list all 3 of those in my eBay store when I'm done with them. Then I got a couple of YA books. This one could probably be considered middle grade. It goes through these schoolgirls' lives each year from 6th grade through 12th grade. So it kind of starts out middle grade and ends up YA. Anyway, I'm not sure what number this one is, but I kind of just started collecting these in hardcover last year when I found a couple of them randomly. And so I only had 2 that I still needed. I think this is book 4. I still don't have book 1 in hardcover. Only the Good Spy Young. It's by Allie Carter. This one I paid $5 for. I did a whole video about Allie Carter a couple of years ago when I did a deep dive into her work, and I really, really have enjoyed all of her books. So I recommend them. And if you want to see that video, I'll try to put a little card here. It just kind of goes through all of her different series and what I thought about them and all that kind of stuff. So this is the Gallagher Girls, and I've really enjoyed it. Then this is a series I have not read. It's from a series I have not read by Melody Carlson. It's a YA series called Diary of a Teenage Girl, and I only have 3 out of the whole series that I'm still missing. This is Maya, book 2. It's centered around, I think, 4 different girls. There's Caitlin, Chloe, Kim, and Maya. I still need Kim number 1, and now I need Maya 1 and 3, and I will have all of them. These are eventually going to go in our church library. I hope to read them first. I might give up and just send them to the church library and read them from there, but at some point I do want to read them. Then I got several books by Thomas Kincaid and Catherine Spencer. I got one of the Angel Island series, The Way Home, and then I got 3 Cape Light books, All is Bright. These I paid $5.45 each for. This one is Together for Christmas, and A Season of Angels. So I've been trying to collect all of these in hardcover. They're just beautiful books, and I really have enjoyed them a lot. So I'm looking forward to continuing that series. In fact, I said earlier in the year that I might just go ahead and read one each month and have Christmas all year. There was just too much going on to do that. I might still try to do that going forward, but not so far. Okay, now let me share with you the footage that I took at the next store I went to, and then I'll come back and show you what I bought. So I'm in Tulsa. I did make a trip to Gardner's used bookstore, but I didn't film there. I only had an hour before they closed at the point that I got there. And I bought a few books, but I had also done a search and found this brand new bookstore in Tulsa. It's only been open 2 months, and right now they are open from 4 to 8 p.m. On Mondays, which is the day that it is right now. And so I thought, oh, cool. Gardner's closed at 5, and so I just came on over here to Nicholls Used Books to check it out. So we'll go inside, and as you can see, it is beautiful. Everything is well lit and nice. He's got a couple of different areas. Everything in here is individually priced and categorized and everything. Then he's got like a warehouse area in the back where everything is $1. So everything in here is like curated and priced, and I have not shopped yet. I just kind of looked around and kind of got the lay of the land. There's also some games and toys. So it's really nice. He said the prices range from 99 cents to $40. There's a variety of things in here, so I'm looking forward to looking around and shopping. So I'll take you to the other room. Let me pause it and go into the back room. So there's the checkout desk, and then if you go back here, this is kind of a warehouse area. They share this warehouse space with another company, but they have all of these books here that were from, he said that when they got this space, they inherited some Gaylords that came with the store, so they pulled out what they wanted and put up in the front of the store, and then everything else back here is $1 each. There's Emily back there. I told her to take a look around, see if she saw anything she wanted. So anyway, I'm going to shop, and I'll let you know later what I end up buying. Okay, so let me show you what I bought at Nicholls. So if you recall, there was the front part of the store where everything was individually priced, and I bought 4 books from that section of the store. I was really excited to find a copy of The Lost Hero by Rick Riordan in hardcover. Katie has the whole set. They are all in hardcover except Lost Hero, and she's got them even displayed up above her little shelf over her TV in her room here at home. Well, actually, 2 of them she's got with her that she was either loaning to somebody or reading in Tampa. But anyway, I had told her that if I ever found this one in hardcover, I would get it so that she has them all matching. So she was happy that I got it. I ended up paying $6.95 for it, which is a little more than I, would have to pay if it had ever turned up in our store. I did see a copy at our new bookstore when I was putting books on the shelves before my trip. Of course, we weren't open for business, and we had multiples of the others and only one of Lost Hero, and I thought, that is not going to be there after the first day. And sure enough, I went there in the afternoon of the first day, and it was already gone. So I'm glad that I got this. I did see it 2 more times, but I think it was similar price, if not higher, at wherever else I saw it. So I wasn't mad that I got it because it is a book that I've been looking for my daughter. Then I also got for $2.95 Lori Copeland, Angel Face, and this is one of her older romances that she wrote, I believe, before she started writing Christian romance. I have several of them. I haven't read any of them yet. I'm pretty sure I don't have this. I haven't checked yet. I've got a little box up here that has all of those. I need to see if I have this or don't, but anyway, I didn't mind getting that one. And then I went back and forth about whether to get these, and what ultimately sold me on going ahead and getting them is that I don't think these are on audio on Hoopla or any of the places where I have free access to audiobooks. This is books 2 and 3 in the Fitz and Fool trilogy by Robin Hobb. I've got the first one. I've listened to everything up to this point on audio. This is like the last trilogy about fits in the realm of the elderlings, and I'm going to have to probably read these in print. And I never see them anywhere. And I thought, I'm just going to go ahead, bite the bullet, and get these. They were $7.95 each. But I just said, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get them. Even though it hurt to spend that much, I was just happy to get them because those are books that I love. Okay, so then I went back in their, actually, I guess I went back in their back area first, and I think I pulled out 15 or 16 books, and then I kind of put them together and looked at them and ended up putting a couple of them back. And I ended up buying 13 books that were $1 each from their back warehouse section. A few of them I will trade into the store. We've got a customer at the store that's always looking for books by Douglas Adams, Life, the Universe, and Everything. So this I will be trading into the store. This one I probably will too. This is Hardy Boys Case Files number 47. I'll probably trade that in at the store. This one I just grabbed because it's Lucy Maud Montgomery. I own it, but it was $1, and you know, you just never hardly see these out in the wild. This is Pat of Silverbush. Maybe I will use this for a giveaway for for later in the year when we do the Maud Montgomery challenge. This one will go to our church library. It is a young reader's version of Christie, and it's hardcover. Then I got a couple of the Reacher books that I have not read yet by Lee Child. And then when I'm done with these, I will probably listen to these on audio. But when I get past these books, then I'll trade these in at the store because we go through those books like crazy. And I will be, you know, I'll be glad to trade those in because I'm not collecting them. I found this book by Susan Meisner. This is one I have not heard of, A Bridge Across the Ocean. I've only read one book by her. Now I can't even think of the title of it. I'll try to put it here, the one I have read, and I thought it was great. So I'm excited to get this one. I got a Debbie Maycomber, Mr. Miracle. I don't think I have Mr. Miracle. And this is a Jennifer Shiverini book. She wrote the Elm Creek Quilt series that I've read, and quite a few other historical fiction books. I've only read a couple of those. This one is Fates and Traders, a novel of John Wilkes Booth. So that should be interesting. I got this one by Anne Shorey, When the Heart Heals. I feel like I've got at least one other book by her on my Christian fiction bookshelf, so I just grabbed that one. Then I got a Reader's Digest book. You know, when I can get these for a good price, they sell great in my eBay store when I lot them up. And I thought, for $1, this is one of the older ones, and it's in decent shape. The cover, the dust jacket's not that great, but the book itself is nice. And then I got a Summer at Fair Acre by Miss Reed. I already have this, but, you know, it was $1. And then I got a copy of Emily Post's Etiquette. I have another copy of this somewhere. I don't know, one or the other I'll put in my eBay store. I would love to read one. I will do something with this, and I was excited to find it for $1. So I think I'm going to end this video here. I did leave out the next day and head towards Missouri, but I made a couple of other stops in Oklahoma, in Pryor and Vinita. And so I will probably go ahead and put those at the beginning of part 2 of this video series, just because I think this is probably already running kind of long. Anyway, for the most part, this is what I picked up in Texas and Oklahoma, minus the few that I will show you in the next video. So that is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day. Read a good book, and God bless you.